YouTube, it is not. Okay. Well, let's see if Jan says we're going to YouTube. Check restream. We're there. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm going to fade to black and we're going. Here we go, everybody. Starting in 5, 4, 3.
Yummy like a gummy bear.
It's the internet. You're busy. Let's do this for October 20th, 2023. For the next hour or so, let me help you sort through the world of gaming on Game Mess Mornings Live with me, Jeff Grubb. Today, more rumors about Nintendo's new hardware and its Super Spider Mario Wonder Day. But first, please join me in welcoming today's co-host of Game Mess Mornings. It's Tamur Hussein, everybody. Tam, how are you doing?
I am doing good. How are you, Jeff Grubb?
I'm good. I was pretty jealous. You guys looked great at Mike's wedding. No spoilers for Mike's wedding, but did you have a good time?
No spoilers about what happened at the end of Mike's wedding.
Yeah.
But we had a wonderful time. I have loads of videos of Jeff Bacala dancing.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. That's what
it's
I like.
Beautiful. He's got moves. I will say that for people. I don't think I'm gonna post them anywhere. They're mostly for myself.
Of course,
but
yeah.
The man's got moves.
Oh.
I respect it.
Is it kind of like a walk dance little thing, kind of like a little shuffle? Is that what he's got?
He did it all. He did the walk dance shuffle. He busted out some moves. He did the thing where he was dancing and then he could sense a camera was on him, so he whipped his head around and danced for the camera. And I was like, damn.
That's those we call those dad energy moves. Dance moves. Cool dad dancing.
Yeah, his dad dancing was like off the chain. I was very impressed.
I'm very excited about that. But yeah, glad to have you back on the show. Glad you're back. Traveling this time of year for something that's not gaming related is got to be always like, okay, yeah, well, I want to go see my friends. That's great. Was it nice to like get away from games and then come back and be like, all right, I got all these games to keep playing?
I would like to say yes, but it was stressful.
That's how I would feel. That's why I asked you.
But yeah, I actually took a game with me to play for like pre-release for like coverage stuff. And ended up having no time to do it, so it made it even worse.
Yeah.
So when I got back, I was like, "Oh shit, I got to play these many games in this time," and it's a hard life, everyone.
It's a tough life having to play these games before they come out all the time. Yeah.
So hard, man. It's so hard.
All right, let's explain what we do here. Most weekdays, I, Jeff Grubb, will help piece your gaming life back together. That includes breaking news and maybe even some of our own original reporting. For all these topics, I'll get the input of a bona fide expert who will make me look smart. If you are watching live on Twitch, welcome. You can always listen to the show later on podcast feeds by searching for Game Mess Mornings or find the RSS on giantbomb.com. You can also catch the show later with chapters and timestamps on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. All right, we have a lot to get into, so let's start the morning mess with leaker claims Switch 2 will feature ray tracing reconstruction, DLSS 3.5, plus 2 models at launch. This is from My Nintendo News. Known leaker Nate the Hate is back with some more interesting Nintendo Switch 2 rumors. I know Nate, and you're right. You're still right to laugh. I don't get Nate the Hate. What is Nate? I need to ask him why that name. I never get it. He's not a hateful person. He's an angry guy. Definitely Nate's angry, but it is hard to discern how reliable his sources are. Speaking in a new YouTube video, he goes to say that the Switch 2 will feature the following: some form of ray reconstruction, and that it will have support for the image upscaling solution DLSS 3. He also mentioned that the Switch 2 will come in 2 different models. This is something we've heard repeatedly now. Possibly one which supports physical and digital games, and a second which would be a cheaper digital-only model. Both Microsoft and Sony have done similar things recently. Nintendo has yet to comment on any details about a Switch successor. Nate usually doesn't say stuff unless he's like really sure. So I wonder.
Unless he's really, really ready to hate.
Unless he's ready to hate, exactly. And filled with just complete and utter hatred in his heart. Let's operate under the assumption that something like these things are true. I don't know why a Switch 2 needs ray tracing at all. I suppose if you're gonna have ray tracing, having ray tracing reconstruction in there is very important. But I guess you're working with NVIDIA. You're working closely with NVIDIA. I guess NVIDIA would be like, hey, you should have these features. These are our cutting edge things, and we're going to do everything it takes to get it in there. But I just don't see how it makes a lot of sense for a handheld device. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it feels pointless. I mean, it feels like one of those things where, like, NVIDIA, as you said, just like was like, hey, by the way, guys, I know we're using this technology. It can also do this. What do you think? And they're probably like, yeah, whatever, man. Do what you want.
Yeah,
that kind of situation.
I think you're right.
It's not like something Nintendo has designated essential to the hardware to be important and competitive in the next wave of hardware. At the most, I think it's probably something that helps in terms of marketing and perception. Like having a brand new device. The story of the Switch is it's fantastic as a console, underpowered though. Having another one of those that's fantastic, underpowered, would create this kind of image where it's now double far behind the other hardware. But if they have something like, hey, we've got Rayman tracing reconstructed, they can at least like feel like that they're closer to the other competitors out there, even if they don't have any plans to use this. DLSS 3.5 maybe feels a little more applicable to games.
Yeah.
But I feel like ray tracing is, unless I'm mistaking it, ray tracing is one piece of a puzzle that an overall puzzle that you need to have a more robust hardware system to make the most of. Just having ray tracing isn't enough. Like, if the rest of your game looks like ass and you've got ray tracing, like, it's not going to help you. It's going to make everything worse. So I feel like it's very, very like just the back of the box stuff.
Yeah, the back of the box stuff is probably correct. I think that's it's the kind of thing where maybe it shows up big time in the press release when the thing gets announced. It is on the back of the box, like you said. Might have a little badge, NVIDIA, DLSS, and RTX might be on the box, right? And then we go to play these games, and almost never gets used. That would be my assumption.
It feels like one of those things that like Ubisoft uses twice, and then everyone forgets it exists.
A port of the Quake RTX from NVIDIA showing up on the Switch and actually running pretty decently. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. Portal has a pretty good ray tracing mod that NVIDIA did. And it's like, yeah, okay. That stuff could probably get up and running at Switch, maybe 30 to 60 frames per second. I honestly don't know. DLSS 3.5 specifically, it's weird because, like, 3 was the one that was really big about frame generation, and 3.5 is the one that was really big about this ray reconstruction, which is the thing that does make ray tracing in Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty and the recent update look as amazing as it does. And it really is a full game changer finally for ray tracing. It took a long time, but now with ray reconstruction, which is basically, it's a denoiser. It's several tools, but at best, it's a denoiser. So what happens with these rays is they send rays out from the camera that you're looking through in the game, and they shoot these rays out. But as they spread out, they come from this one point, and they spread out as rays. These rays can't hit every single point in the world, so it basically creates a noisy image of what light would look like. So they've had to use these tools to denoise it, to make it kind of smooth it over. And in that process, not just in that process, that didn't always work well. And then in the process, they lost some of those details, and it didn't really look how light should always look. This has really addressed it, but we're talking about, the game that uses this is fucking Cyberpunk. And I suppose, I guess maybe the Switch 2 could be powerful enough to run Cyberpunk, but Cyberpunk with ray tracing, that feels really far away.
I genuinely feel like it's the frame generation stuff that is going to help Switch games.
That's the other thing, though, because like frame generation is very useful at from like going from like 60 frames per second up to like 120 frames per second.
Yeah.
Going from like 30 to 60, apparently it's not as good at that. But this is NVIDIA
when has
working.
That stopped Nintendo before?
Yeah,
when
right.
Has that a feature that isn't that good? Like, Nintendo is all about that.
Right, and I think NVIDIA would just be like, just put it in there. Some things might take advantage of it.
We just have to tick this box and it works. Is that all right? And I was like, oh yeah, and he was like, all right, cool.
Okay, the other side of this, though, the two versions of a Switch, we've heard this Xbox era. Nick had this rumor previously where he was like, yeah, there's going to be a a version of the Switch 2 that has a card slot and a version that is digital only. Everyone else is doing this. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Nintendo does it as well. I think one of the main reasons you do this, if you're one of these companies, though, is you set the digital version at a price that you probably could have got away with selling if you had one console, you put it at that price, and then the digital and physical version can be a little bit more expensive. I imagine Nintendo might pull a move like that, where it's $400 for the digital version and $450 for the physical version or something like that. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I mean, it is definitely going to happen. Like, I just feel like it would be weird if they didn't have that kind of option now. My question is, if there's no cartridges, does that mean we have to lick the entire console?
You're gonna have to lick the whole console. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll do that. Who's that picture of Jessica Chobot? I'll do a Chobot.
I'll do a Chobot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll do a Chobot. I'll do a Chobot and then be in the next Mass Effect.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'll do.
Put me in, BioWare. I'm ready.
Yeah, for sure. When do you think we hear about these things? This new Nintendo system. There was like a little bit of a hubbubaloo over this past week. Yeah.
Do you mean officially, or do you mean when do we hear everything about the system that Nintendo doesn't tell us?
Yeah, well, both. Why not? Yeah. What do you think? Do you think we're gonna get leaked any second now? And then
officially, I reckon like maybe early next year.
Do you think a teaser at the Game Awards is a possibility?
Nah.
It's like so. I flip. I feel like I go back and forth on that one.
I feel like Jeff's got the riz. Like he could make it happen, but I feel like Nintendo's going to be like, nah, we're going to do this on our own terms. I feel like hardware is the one thing that they no longer allow anyone else to touch. They have their own Nintendo Direct to do it. Unofficially, by the end of the year, we could have a little more concrete information about it. I mean,
it seems like it seems like every day we move a little bit closer to that. Yes.
Yeah, we got haters who are named Nate out there just doing the work right now.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. But like in terms of like that, but there's always that one big dump where it's like, oh, this is it. This is the one that everyone has, the NX dump, as I like to call it, for the last one. It was like, oh, this is all the information about this console. Sweet.
Hang on. I'm literally in so Nate the Hate is often on the Spawncast podcast, and they have me in there, and so I'm in their Discord, and here he is. He'll explain how he feels about us making fun of Nate the Hate name.
No, fuck all of you.
There you go. That's literally him right there.
You can do that? Can people see that?
Yeah. So if you have a Discord Nitro, you can use the soundboard from other people's Discords. Yes.
But can the people on stream see that?
See like the name pop up or see the little emblem pop? I think so. Yeah. I think they might not have seen it because it would have gone over me. If you do it, they'll see it.
Oh
man, I should have told Tam that. Oh, there we go.
I mean, it won't. I can't see the little icon that lets me do it here.
Okay, fair enough.
I think you're safe. You're safe.
Shoo.
You are so lucky. I swear.
All right, let's move on here. EA's Iron Man game will run on Unreal Engine 5, and it's not releasing soon. This is from Eddie McCoo at GameSpot. Motive Studios has provided an update on its upcoming Iron Man game, and no one should expect the game to come out anytime soon. Studio GM Patrick Klaus said in a blog post that the Iron Man game is still early in pre-production and that the team has chosen the Unreal Engine 5 to power it. Klaus said Motive is taking our time to make sure we set the best possible foundation for development. The developer added that through its early days, the team has already found so many opportunities to explore story, design, and gameplay with Iron Man. Klaus said it's exciting to see the fantasy start coming to life. Motive is working on the Untitled Iron Man game alongside a community council of Iron Man and Marvel fans who are providing feedback on pretty much everything.
When you said Untitled Iron Man game, I just imagined Iron Man with a little knife in his mouth walking around just annoying people like Untitled Goose Game.
Damn, it's a dumb joke and it's really funny. That's really funny. Okay, god damn it. Hey, Unreal Engine 5 is something that they probably should be using these days if you aren't like super sure about doing some other engine. That's great. A couple years ago, EA makes an Iron Man game and they 1,000,000% are using Frostbite. So the fact that the studios like Motive can decide to use Unreal Engine 5, that is a little bit of a change, and it's a change for the better. I'm at a point with engines, Tam, where, and I'm definitely no expert. Developers will always hear this and be like, you guys don't know what you're talking about, and you're right. But I'll just say, like, in general, from like an outsider's view, there was a time when human beings were creating music and you had to create your own instrument every single time. And now there's companies that just make guitars, and you go and you get that guitar and then you make your music. That's what's happening with video game engines. And so a big studio and a big publisher like EA using Unreal Engine 5 for Iron Man 5 or the Iron Man game, that sounds perfectly rational to me. How do you feel about all this?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Also, like, I cannot think of an engine more suited to make shiny armor than
honestly, the one that might have been better was Frostbite. That's a little bit, because like Anthem.
I cannot think of a more suitable and stable engine than Unreal Engine 5 to make shiny armor.
Yeah, the thing is, like, Frostbite would have been good at the armor and pretty much nothing else. Because I know every time that game tried to animate anything, that engine tried to animate anything, you would just see a lot of trouble in games like Mass Effect Andromeda, where it's like, man, they're really stiff. They don't move as much as they did in the previous Mass Effect games, and apparently that was all because animations were tough to pull off in that system. So I'm looking forward to this. When I originally heard about this Iron Man game, we did hear it was very far off. I think the Black Panther game is coming first, and yet that is also still pretty far off. I think that's right. I'm like, my memory is kind of fuzzy on that. But yeah, how are you feeling, especially coming off of Spider-Man 2? How are you feeling about the future of Marvel video games?
I think I'm now more excited about the future of Marvel video games than I am the future of the cinematic universe, which is a hot mess at the moment. I'm like, I am the target demographic for this stuff, and I could not be more bored with everything that they're doing right now. My issue is now we have all these branches of Iron Man and Marvel games and that kind of stuff, where it's like everyone's making a Marvel again. It's like the thing about the MCU that made it so exciting was the unification of it all, and it seems like the video game industry is going the other direction, where it's like we've got Insomniac killing it with Spider-Man. They're probably going to kill it with Wolverine.
And those probably will be connected, I would think, right?
Yeah, 100%. And there's like... Actually, I'm not going to say anything about Spider-Man 2. It's not a spoiler, but I know how pissy people get about even mentioning a single thing. But yeah, there's more to that as well. And over here we have, EA's doing Black Panther and Iron Man. I'm just like, I wish it was unified again. I wish there was like some cohesiveness between it. But at the same time, it does mean that, more ideas and different perspectives and that kind of stuff, which is exciting to me. I'm really looking forward to that Black Panther game. That's the one that Amy Hennig is working on, right?
That's right. That's the hang on. I'm sorry. Let's see here.
Amy Hennig is working on Star Wars?
No, Amy Hennig is working on a Black Panther and Captain America game. Yes, Captain. And then separately, EA, a new studio out in Washington State that was formerly the Mordor team. Some people from the Mordor team over at WB. They started a new studio in Washington, and they're working on a specifically just Black Panther game that's going to be a completely different part of the timeline. The Black Panther Captain America game, I think, is World War II-ish.
I hate you already. Like, what is happening?
It speaks to your point that, like, okay, they're that cohesiveness. And I think, like, so the MCU got to the point where a lot of people were like, I just want a standalone movie. And my position is like, I get that, but whenever a movie like doesn't connect to this overall narrative, I feel like all this like time I've spent investing in this overall story is wasted a little bit. And maybe it's a terrible way. It is maybe a terrible way to look at stuff, but also I get more value out of having these stories be connected. And at the same time, I agree with the other thing you said, where it's like, well, then we might also get more ideas, and they're maybe a little bit more free to try different things. So I'm like on the same exact page as you on this stuff.
The thing is that I like the different ideas perspective. I'm all for people making different games,
Same.
But I hate the kind of free for all nature of licensing it, where it's like if I said right now I want to play the Warhammer game, you'd be like, which one? There's like 10 of them. Like they're all right now actively being out there, and everyone's playing them. And it feels the same way with Marvel stuff, where it's like, oh, I'm going to play the Black Panther game. Which one? There's a bunch of them, and I feel like we're getting to the point now where it's like there's too many branching paths. I'm excited for the one that is Black Panther and Captain America World War II.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It sounds very exciting.
I don't know anything about the other Black Panther game. It seems like the studio, if I remember correctly, is very excited about it, but we don't know anything about it.
But
I
only
like
heard a
Amy
tiny little
Hennig
bit.
and team.
Yeah, sure. And I think the approach here, the one reason I do worry about it is because it does seem like for the Marvel games, it's just big game, like just like the biggest kinds of game across the board. And I get why I think publishers who are licensing these Marvel IPs, which is probably very expensive, feel that the games have to be that way. I think over on the Star Wars side of things, and this is all being Disney, which is the connection here, they do seem like they're more willing to partner with smaller studios. Like there's the smaller studio that's working on the Star Wars tactical game with Respawn, and it's like, okay, they're all collaborating and stuff, but it might be a little bit...
I don't care about Star Wars.
Well, yeah, that's...
I want everyone to know I don't care about Star Wars can go away. Thank you.
Andor's pretty good. Hey, Tam, I watched every episode of Ahsoka, and I might be right there with you. Fuck that! I hate that fucking show.
That was that all of that shit was my breaking point. I watched Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I was like,
okay, yeah,
this is straight ass.
Yep, that'll do it. That
and then I went on
really
Twitter, and people were like, this is great, and I was like, oh, what is wrong with you people?
I'm still the way Star Wars does games, the way that they're approaching it, was like try a bunch of different stuff.
Star Wars went from being this fascinating, amazing space western to being just the biggest purveyor of mediocrity ever existed. Like just churning out the most bollocks possible.
And like even when it was the prequels, and I don't think those movies are any good, they had ideas. And these fucking shows have no ideas.
They had things to say about sand, and it was funny. This one is like, memes. I am Darth Vader. I am wearing a suit because I got burnt to fuck. Obi-Wan Kenobi, my enemy, is standing beyond this little wall of fire. If I walk through it, I can kill that.
But I jump.
No, I can't do it. I'm gonna stand behind here because I'm Darth Vader.
Oh, God, right.
Fucking hell! Throw that franchise in a bin.
Oh, that.
Having said that, the Jedi games are pretty cool.
All right,
good job, Respawn.
Mass Effect 5 speculation is abound after tweet that might be totally unrelated. This is from Gray Spinfell at GameSpot. This is a great headline. A single fairly innocent tweet from a developer working on the next Mass Effect has prompted further speculation about the still mysterious project. Chris Evans, character technology director at Epic. I knew you were going to do it. The best Chris. Yeah, absolutely.
My man got his dog out on Twitter, and now everyone wants him to be involved with this stuff.
He's a character technology director at Epic Games, and he posted on Twitter asking, anyone creating games with metahumans in UE5, what are some challenges you would like us to tackle in future releases? Michael Gamble, project director on the next Mass Effect, replied with a GIF of a Solarian from the Mass Effect 3 DLC Citadel. That's the whole thing. And people are taking this to mean maybe... listen, Mass Effect 5 is using Unreal Engine. Like, it is doing that. We know that.
Listen, I am always replying to people with a GIF of Mass Effect characters doing shit. Does that mean I'm making a Mass Effect now? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, this guy is the project director on that game. But the metahumans thing was like, it's like you press a button and it like the Unreal Engine will make a bunch of human characters for you, and then you can go in there and tweak them pretty easily. And it was like, oh wow, this is really powerful tool. So the implication here might be, hey, the challenge is we're trying to create aliens, and that it maybe doesn't work as well for that. I don't know. I haven't used the metahumans thing, but humans is right in the fucking name, so I would imagine it might have a difficult time with aliens. Hey, I get the Mass Effect.
Here's the thing, Jeff. I understand what's happening here. What is the speculation?
The speculation is that the Mass Effect 5 might use some tools here to fucking make more stuff for Mass. There's barely anything. Like, yes, like
the speculation, as far as I can tell, is Mass Effect 5 might have aliens in it.
Yes, exactly. Like,
which is like.
Basically, what I'm getting at here, yes, is that people are so thirsty for Mass Effect that they're latching onto this, and then I'm sure there's like people in fan communities spinning off and having all kinds of like theories about what's happening with this, because that's what Mass Effect fans do. But I just, hey man, let's get Dragon Age out first, and then let's just, because like a lot of that team that was working on Mass Effect is working on Dragon Age right now instead. Like they got pulled off to go help on Dragon Age, and in a kind of normal way, but also in a way where it's like, hey, that's a big game that's cost a lot of money, and BioWare hasn't made us a lot of money, and we got to get this thing fucking out. So stop working on Mass Effect, come and work over here. Like that is real, but let's just let Dragon Age come out first, and then start like really getting excited for Mass Effect maybe at that point.
I want someone to go in there and use the metahumans like tool to make some freaks and then put out a video saying like, this is what the freaks in Mass Effect 5 could look like. Yep. And then we're talking. But this is just like someone going, oh shit, they're making Mass Effect. It's going to have weird looking stuff in it. It's like, no shit. That's
yeah. It really is. It's just as simple as the game might use metahumans. And it's like, okay, yeah, it might use a tool that's in the tool set that it's using. That's okay.
Let's someone's going to tweet from the Dragon Age team, you guys know how to make bald characters? Because we got this one bald character who's been a real pest, and we need to make him even bolder. We need
the power of Unreal Engine 6 for this bald fuck.
Solus needs to be bolder.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll have a lot more dregs to get into after this. We're back. And it's time to talk a little bit about Spider-Man. Before we do that, because I don't think I have any Super Mario Brothers Wonder stories. Have you been playing that at all?
Yes, that was one of the games that I was desperate to play while I was out on the travels. And that game is just a little delight, isn't it? Like,
it is. Okay. I haven't beat Sonic.
How many times did you play that first musical stage? Musical stage, the first one. Oh my god.
So nice. I said I couldn't play that game until I beat Sonic Superstars, and then I was so dead tired last night that I forgot that I made that promise, and I started up the game accidentally. People, feel free to think of a punishment for me. I will beat Sonic today, but I did play.
You know what game? You know what game is not charming?
Fucking Sonic Superstars.
Sonic Superstars, that's
dude,
the one, baby.
Listen, again, part of it.
I absolutely love. My favorite thing in this industry is Sega being incapable of making good Sonic games.
Yeah.
But literally everyone else can do it.
Yeah.
Like, everyone else can do it. You give like random developers that make a Sonic game and they make a banger. Sega's like, all right, we'll follow this up with our own. And they're like, we fucked it up. What happened?
It's Sonic Superstars is just completely charmless. You're right, no riz at all. And then it's like it's by the numbers. The only like positives are, hey, this is exactly like it was back on Genesis, except for it looks kind of like a 3D game in CD Play now. So and the boss fights are fucking trash. They're terrible.
Yeah, Mario on the other hand, just phenomenal. Just like so fun.
Yeah, I'll say I hit the jump button, I hit the run button, I bounced into a block. Holy shit, this feels amazing. It's like it's astounding how good it feels. I mean, like, we played it at PAX, but I kind of forgot. Like, man, it just is so snappy.
When you turn into the elephant and you're like bouncing around as an elephant.
Oh yeah, and then of course all the animations then are just it's a delight, as you said. So yeah, I'm gonna be beating Sonic, and then it's all Mario Brothers Wonder because I've already beaten Spider-Man.
Oh no, it looks like someone just tweeted, does anyone know how to make hedgehogs in Unreal Engine 5? What could that mean?
Time to speculate, everybody. Let's get out our thinking caps. All right, let's go.
Before we continue,
yeah, please.
I know Jan is watching. I put it in the chat. Jan, make it so I can use the soundboard in Discord. What's going on?
Wait, I mean... Okay, so I can use it. Why wouldn't you be able to use it? I mean,
it's supposed to press the button in the bottom left, right?
Yeah, there's like you have your turn off camera, share your screen, start an activity, and to the right of that is open soundboard. And
no,
okay, I don't. Maybe you don't have the correct permissions for this room, but I can't imagine that's the case.
What I'm thinking.
Okay,
do you see that? You see that chat? You see that, dudes? They won't give me the correct permissions. I work my ass off
silencing the man, literally.
Site.
Okay, well, this is gonna go well. Okay, you could I think I could probably do it after the show, but I'm not gonna do it in the middle of the show. So if you get Jan to do it in the middle of the show, you have free reign to just completely take over. All right. Oh, here he is. Okay, let's see what happens. All right, let's do this. Just a little test. Was that a duck?
That was worth it. That was worth it.
Let's see. Hang on. I can see if I got mine. We gotta find this. Complete the joke here. Where's this goddamn? There we go.
It's Donald Duck for real.
Thank you, Mike. You still like Mike. All right. Okay. Asked about a potential Venom spinoff game. Insomniac says it will.
I need to hear that again. I want that again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a true classic.
I love it.
It's Donald Duck for real.
It was great because it's when he first started Kingdom Hearts, and he was surprised to see Donald Duck in there. God, it's so good. All right. Asked about a potential Venom spinoff game, Insomniac says it will listen to what fans really want. This is from Tom Ivan at VGC. Insomniac Games has suggested fans will play a significant role in helping the studio decide where to take its Spider-Man franchise. Released today exclusively for PS5, Spider-Man 2 continues the story the studio began in 2018 Spider-Man and its 2020 spinoff, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Peter Parker and Miles Morales both take center stage in the new game, with players swapping between the two Spider-Men as they team up to battle villains including Lizard, Kraven the Hunter, and Venom. Senior narrative director Joe Paquette, who has been story lead on all three of the studio's Spider-Man games, touched on where the series might go next during an interview with Insider. Asked about the potential for a Venom spin-off game, he said Insomniac will see how fans react to the latest title first. So here's what we're doing. We're focusing on Spider-Man 2, and what we're going to do is we're going to wait to see how the fans react. We're going to listen to the fans, and we're going to ask ourselves, okay, what do the fans really want? We'll kind of talk about stuff later after we've all had time to sleep on it and take vacations.
This is the worst possible thing that you could put out into the world.
Yeah, I'm like, you're asking for it.
This is
for Venom fans?
That's what you didn't specify. You did not specify. You did not say Venom fans of our game.
Yeah.
The fans of Venom, the version of Venom in our game.
All the Tom Hardy fans out there are going to come at you now.
You just said Venom fans, knowing that there is a freakishly large collection of
emphasis on freak
hyper weirdos that are into Venom Tom Hardy. So now you are gonna have all those people be like, we want Venom, and then that's it. Now we're gonna have a Tom Hardy Venom game.
Well, okay. When you say that, now I'm kind of on board.
Sony looks at that and goes, "Oh, these guys love it. Let's put it back in cinema." And then everyone goes, "You idiots! We weren't gonna go see it in cinema." So Sony's gonna look at this and be like, "Oh shit, they want Tom Hardy in this game." So they're gonna make it happen. And everyone's gonna go, "We were joking." No.
I've never seen those Venom movies. I always want. I'd like not like. Oh, I'll never watch that. I'm above that.
They are stupid and funny.
Yeah,
and
that's why I have the assumption they're stupid and funny, and that Tom Hardy's just like having a good time. And I'm all for that. Whenever Tom Hardy's having a good time, I usually end up having a good time.
Tom Hardy looks like he rolls out of bed every morning onto the set and just is like, "I am Venom."
That's a fucking good Tom Hardy. Holy shit. Okay. I listen. It's much too early to kind of talk about what happens in the game. I'll just, let's just throw all that. I'll throw that to the side. Would a Venom game be a good idea, Tam?
No.
I'm kind of with you. I think that we do know you play as Spider Suit, Venom Suit Spider-Man in this game. That's been in all the trailers. They kind of nailed it here. You don't need more than that, really.
I feel like by the end of once people have played this game, they will both want a Venom game and also not want a Venom game, which is not helpful. But like,
I agree.
I feel like we now reach the stage where they cannot. Insomniac is smart enough to know that they can't saturate the Spider-Man angle of this, and love it or hate it, like regardless of how they approach it, even a team as creative as Insomniac, if they were asked to make a Venom game, it would be very close to the Spider-Man games that they were making. And at that point, I feel like they're like really like poisoning their own well if they milk it in that way. I feel like we're not done with Spider-Man. There's going to be more Spider-Man games, but there needs to be a more unique hook than another character who basically plays and feels largely the same.
Yeah, it's like if it got incorporated some way into the next, I suppose if the next game from Insomniac in this Spider-Man lineage is Spider-Man : Venom, similar to the way Miles Morales worked, I guess that could work. I would just personally be disappointed.
I feel like people should play the game because they'll have a very good idea of what's next once they finish playing that game.
Yes, again, I'm trying to avoid that.
It's very very clear.
And the thing that's next should be the thing that's next, right? I think that they set it up so well.
Perfect sense.
Yep, I'm 100% on board with what they have going.
And on top of that, like just speaking to that idea of they don't want to put all their eggs in the same, like we can do swinging really well basket, is like they're working on Wolverine. Yep. Like that's a completely different. Wolverine's not going to be swinging around anywhere. Yep. Like my man is going to be very angrily running down streets.
just
I
like
hope that
rolling like a
Wolverine
bowling
game-
ball.
I hope that Wolverine game is the exact same setup as Spider-Man, except they just do not have Spider-Man in it, so we have to play as Wolverine running down
Just
streets for like long
Yeah,
periods of time.
He just start breathing a little heavy, but when he gets there, he's still so angry. He just like bursts. He just runs through the door. He never opens a single door. He just runs through every single door. That's what I want.
And he has to like very slowly climb up buildings by putting holes in it.
Fuck this.
And it's like
the elevator works.
Sway as fuck.
Yeah, I would like that too. Hey, I'll tell you what. After playing this, whatever Insomniac wants to do, I'm on board. They'll figure it out. I just personally would probably prefer something other than Venom. All right. Roblox CEO tells remote workers to work in person 3 days a week or lose their jobs. This is from Grace Benfeld at GameSpot. Roblox is ending a long-standing work from home policy and telling remote employees they must transition to in-person workplace, potentially relocating or face being fired. In a memo sent on October 17th via CNBC, Roblox CEO Dave Baszucki announced that a number Baszucki.
I'm gonna get my bazooki out.
Get your Baszucki out because it's time to get back in the office.
I'm only making fun of this name because it's a CEO that's doing some mad shit.
Probably said it wrong too, so that's probably not helping.
No, I'm sure it's fine.
A number of remote workers must join a 3-day office schedule at the company's headquarters in San Mateo, or Roblox will fire them. They will say that if they do fire them, that they have a severance package, I guess. But
is that helpful? What the fuck?
Yes, is that help? Okay, this is fucking Roblox. It's Roblox. You know what game we just talked about? Spider-Man 2. It's going to be one of the best-selling games of this year, and it's going to be a Game of the Year contender. You can work from anywhere in the world on that game. Full remote.
Yep. Yeah, you think that's better? You think your game is better than Spider-Man 2?
You're fucking Roblox. And he said,
you think that?
The reasoning is the same horseshit of, innovation and mentorship. And it's like, man, I just don't.
The reasoning every time is we spent money on rent for this building and no one is using it.
Yep.
And we need them to use it.
Yep, exactly. So, it's stupid. I think at this point, the evidence is there. I mean, what else? Star Wars Jedi Survivor was made fully remote. There's a handful of like some of the biggest games this year were done this way.
Why do CEOs think they can do this? Why do they think
they always get away with it, right? They always do get away with it, right? I mean, or they have in the past gotten away with it because the labor market was at a point where, hey, if you had a job, you needed to keep it. You needed to keep it because going out there and just find another one that was going to be just as good wasn't super easy. Now it is. So I guess I don't know why they think they can get away with it at the moment.
And then when people like tell them this sucks, they just get really upset about it. And it's like, why? How do you not see this coming?
Yeah, like they're like, but my artistic vision. It's like, fuck you. You don't have any artistic vision. You're a CEO.
Then they just come out and they're like,
I did everything right and they indicted me.
I'm glad that was your inaugural sound effect. Damn, that really was important to me. Oh, fuck. Oh, the little face popped up and everything. Chad, did you see the little face? Oh, God, I hope they did. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say about that topic. Thank you so much for that. Xbox ends its big week by taking over the Las Vegas Sphere from Andy Robinson at VGC. Microsoft ran an Xbox advertisement on Las Vegas's new Sphere venue on Thursday, filling the city skyline with its own spherical logo. Sphere is an 18,600 seat entertainment arena that opened last month. The venue's exterior features 580,000 square feet of LED display lights. Yes, and basically they put like their new commercial thing on there and everything. Oh, are you planning your next one?
No. Have you seen that tweet of someone who's like, I'm in a Vegas theater and this is my view?
They're in their hotel room and the windows just crack slightly and they're just sphere eyeballs.
It's just the corner of like the angry emoji looking at them. It's so good.
I love that. Yes, that's very good. Listen, I love everything about the Sphere. If that was happening to me, I'd be so excited. I want the Sphere to stare at me while I sleep. Absolutely. But this, I mean, what can we? Okay, Xbox spent a bunch of money to put a bunch of their Xbox shit on a Sphere. Not much to say about that. I do wonder. It seems like they have a big marketing campaign spooling up. They got that new trailer that they just put out. I can't remember what the motto was for it or anything like that. But they're spending a lot of money because it seems like they think they're in a good place now to be like, let's tell our story. Do you think that's going to be effective?
how fortunate is it for them that like the sphere is basically the exact same shape as their whole like Xbox
Yeah. Oh,
sphere thing?
as soon as they saw the sphere, you know that
they were like,
day one, they're like, let's
shit.
get on the
They were
horn
like-
and make this happen.
Yeah.
Because it only opened a month ago. So like clearly they were like, they made that happen.
Yeah.
I suppose if you're running the sphere and you're like in charge of ad placement or whatever, maybe you reach out to all these big companies. But this seems like it happened fast enough that it was probably a Microsoft team initiative to get it on there.
The advert that I saw was the Cyberpunk one, where it's like giant Keanu Reeves like coming to the screen, taking his glasses off, and I was like, "That's pretty cool." If you're in Vegas and you turn and you see giant Keanu Reeves all the time, that's pretty.
Yeah,
sick.
we live in like a dystopian hellscape, so why not have some of the cool stuff that's always in dystopian, like the sci-fi fiction and stuff like that, like this?
Why not have the game about a dystopian hellscape in the dystopian hellscape?
Exactly. Yeah, for real. So yeah, I think that. Microsoft has done a good job of making fans feel pretty okay about investing in the Xbox platform, even when there haven't been a lot of like tangible reasons to feel great about it. Like when there were no games for quite some time from Xbox. They're getting to a point where they are going to have games. They just had Starfield, and they're going to have more stuff, and they have Forza. And lots of stuff's planned for next year. But the way that they were making people feel good about it was like, you know, Phil Spencer's good on Twitter, and the social team is like really on top of things, and they connect with their audience, and they listen to all the Xbox podcasts, and they know what they're worried about, and they speak to those anxieties. This feels like, okay, we've got that on lock. Let's go out and actually just spend real money now, and actually do some real marketing, and see if we can make Xbox feel like it's got a lot of momentum. I'll be interested to see how well this works, but I think I don't know, at the very least, it shows that, hey, they just spent $69 billion on Activision Blizzard, and now they are spending a ton of money marketing all this stuff, and it feels like they're super committed to Xbox in a way that like maybe wasn't questionable, but I think for a while there, I'm like, I don't remember a big campaign like this from them in recent history. It's like the kind of thing where they're like, it'll take care of itself, and now they're kind of taking the initiative. Do you read it that way at all?
Yeah, I hope they go real weird with it. Like, I would love for them to just be like, let's just put Master Chief's head on this thing, and he's just like hovering the entire time, and every now and then he's like, season 5 out now, and he's just like looking around, and that's it.
I mean, even like very, because I mean, listen, I don't know how much did this thing cost, like where you could just do memes, but just like blinks the time sweeper, just coming in
around. Like Phil Spencer just appears and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm Phil Spencer, head of Xbox. Welcome to Las Vegas," and then that's it. Nothing more. He just leaves.
The sphere has got like a screen inside. I mean, that's inside and outside. I'm like, I think I'm going to try to go to Vegas.
Can you imagine playing Super Mario Galaxy on that thing?
No, but I would. That is
running
the game,
around,
right?
where you're like running around planets. Like that would be so sick.
And that's like I wonder if you could play games on the outside, like sit in your hotel room and look at it from like 2 miles away.
I cannot wait for the day where the news story comes out, like Sphere technician accidentally leaves phone connected to Sphere while playing while surfing Pornhub.
Giant butthole. It's inevitable.
The Pornhub stinger sound just blasting out over Las Vegas speakers.
Just windows shattered 4 miles in all directions. And then you just still poke out, like, what the fuck was that? I'm being attacked. And then just a giant gaping butt. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Man. Yeah. No, I want to play games on it for like 2 miles away. Then I'm like, that would be the speed of light would have a little bit of lag at that point. The input latency at that point might be pretty funny. Oh well. Okay, let's get on with these last few stories here. We got that one. BioShock movie writer is excited to dig into the great big sprawling nightmare. This is from Eddie McCoo at GameSpot. The writer,
it's not happening, all right?
Yeah,
Stop this bullshit.
Yeah,
all right? It's not working on us anymore. We've all wised up. There's no BioShock movie happening.
Isn't this the one I believe the least out of every single movie announcement? I've got like, oh, we're working on that one. It's like you've been working on a BioShock movie for like
BioShock movie is coming out when the week after Metal Gear Solid movie.
Right,
out,
and it's
very
like
excited.
they were working on a Halo movie forever, and they're like, let's just do a TV show, and even that like took forever. And BioShock just doesn't have the same kind of momentum momentum as even like a Halo, which didn't have the same kind of a momentum as like a Last of Us or whatever. And so
I adore BioShock.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
Nobody gives a fuck about BioShock.
That's what I think too.
Like,
yeah.
No, I mean, like, gamers love it, but like the clout needed to make that work beyond video games is not there. Like, maybe it will spin up again once that new BioShock game comes out, but I doubt it, man. Like, BioShock had its moment, and that was the time to do it. You had Ken knocking about, ready to write stuff. You know, he did that. What was it? Logan's Run, Gilligan's Island.
He was supposed to write Logan's Run, a Logan's Run remake, which I probably did write it, but it never happened.
Yeah, he probably did write it, and they were like, "Yeah, cheers, mate."
Yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks, homie.
Like, that was the time to do it, and I'm sure if Ken like got on board again, it would be pretty fucking good because that man knows how to write shit. But I don't think it's got. I don't believe it. Like, until it appears, I don't believe it. Then again, it is Netflix, and they will force through whatever trash they need to get it out there. Like, is whatever.
God, that's right. I mean, I completely forgot about the Gore Verbinski BioShock that was supposed to happen forever ago after he did Pirates of the Caribbean, and they wanted to make it.
I want to see
R.
Michael Bay's BioShock. Yeah, that's the only BioShock I'm interested in.
He should make every movie, I think. Absolutely. Spider-Man 2 cereal costs up to $70 per box, but still sells out. This is from George Yang at GameSpot. Wheaties is selling a special limited edition Marvel Spider-Man 2 box for $45 that comes with a physical copy of the prequel comic. Additionally, the $70 version of the bundle that includes in a custom acrylic case for the comic has already sold out. The box is a dual-facing one that includes both Peter Parker and Miles Morales on each side. Owners will also receive an exclusive digital collectible of the box that can be shown off in the mobile PlayStation app. Okay, that's fine. If any gamer ever came up to me like, "Look at this thing I have," and then they opened up the PlayStation app to show me their thing, I would walk away. I'm not gonna.
I'm warning you right now. If you see me and you show me your box of Spider-Man cereal, I'm snatching it out of your hand and eating it in front of your face.
That would rule, actually. Yes, it's you're a Wheaties guy. You eat Wheaties. Wheaties is okay, I think, but no.
No, I don't eat Wheaties, but I feel like this is the kind of thing where if you see someone with it, they need to be bullied.
Yes, you do it for.
You gotta bully them.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, you have to 100%. Yeah, because you know that they spent like $80 on that shit, and they think it's the coolest thing ever, but it's not.
That said, if they want to send me one, I'll take that.
Yeah, Wheaties. If you want to send us some Spider-Man cereal,
Wheaties, you want to send me whatever you got. Yeah, for real.
We'll have it.
Takashi Iizuka explains the timeline placement of Sonic Superstars. It's from Liam Doolin at Nintendo Life. The co-op adventure Sonic Superstars made its debut on the Switch earlier this week, and if you're curious to know where it slots into the overall history of the series, the head of Sonic team, Takashi Iizuka, has now set the record straight. It apparently occurs after Sonic Mania. What the fuck are you talking about? And the 3D entry Sonic Adventure. Iizuka also mentioned how the team is always careful to make sure the story fits with the lore. You are fucking with us. What is this?
What are you on about?
What lore?
I know there are Sonic fans out there that are probably like, actually, no one cares. All right, people are making fun of you. Stop it. We do not need to know. We do not need to have this explained to us. I feel like it is like if you're interested in Sonic lore, you know what's going on. You know where that takes place.
Right.
You do not need to have a moment where someone goes, "Hey guys, I'm the head of Sonic. I would like to let you know that Sonic Superstars takes place after Sonic Mania. In this timeline, Amy Rose is pregnant, and we will see the consequences of this in the next Sonic game. Thank you for your time." It's like, no one cares, man.
We're doing the Mario argument again about mainline Mario's TAM, and please just steer clear. You don't want any part of this. Save yourself.
Here's the thing. Just in case people think I've got some sort of bias, I don't give a fuck when Mario takes place. Okay.
Yeah.
I do not care about what's going on in the Mario world. Is he jumping? That's all I need. As long as he can still jump and he's having a good time, that's wonderful for me.
That's generally my definition as well for like this whole argument, which I definitely do care about because I'm broken and stupid. But yeah, it's like, hey, if it's a Mario game where he's running and jumping, that's a Mario game. But I was like, I get why some people say Yoshi's Island isn't. I don't really care. Put it in, don't include it, whatever. I honestly don't care.
The game?
What's that?
Is Mario on Yoshi's Island game?
Yeah, he's like a power up for like
he's
half
a baby.
level.
He's a baby.
Yeah.
It's a Mario game. Like
Yeah,
it's the earliest. It's
and
the earliest one on the timeline.
And I'm completely fine
He's
that.
in there. He's a baby. His name is Baby Mario, and the Yoshis are looking after him. It's a Mario game. It's a mainline Mario game. Shut up.
Yeah, I think that's and I think that's completely fine. But I was like, I get why some people say no, and for me, the argument was like, well, there's Super Mario Land 3, Wario Land, but I don't think you ever play as Mario in that.
People who get into that level of like detail are just upset that they've been bullied their entire life.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
you nailed me. Yes.
This is how they get revenge on everyone. Where they're like, I was bullied for this. Now I'm going to make this everyone's problem.
Exactly. Yes. I was like, I get it. Even though, again, I don't really care about Yoshi's Island. Put it in, or don't put it in. I can go either way on that one.
What does Mitch think about it?
He thinks that Yoshi's Island is not because it's not Mario's the main character.
I would like to assert the opposite of whatever Mitch is saying. So
That's a
mainline game.
That's the right thing to do. Usually,
everyone knows that Mitch is wrong about everything. So,
but exactly. Oh yeah. So thank you, Tam. Thank you, Tam. God, you're so.
He's body.
Get out of here! Get out of here! Listen, get out of here! Get out right now! Get out right now! This is very rude. I'm doing Game Mess mornings. You are not invited here. Grow up.
I disconnected him. We're good.
Thank you.
I hope I didn't actually kick him from the server. We'll have to see.
I hope you.
I just looked at the live stream and the big kick logo just popped up there and everyone saw it. That's very funny. But I was talking about Yoshi's Island on Twitter and I was just like, I get why some people say no. And someone's like, no, it's a prequel because he's a baby in there. So clearly it's part of the story. And I'm like, what the? That's not the conversation we're having. The lore doesn't matter at all. Like, that's not what we're saying. I lost my mind a little bit there, but yeah, you're right. Whatever Mike says, let's just go the opposite. That's Mitch. Excuse me, Mitch.
Direction from Mitch.
There we go.
Yeah, opposite direction from Mitch. RoboCop is bad. Opposite direction from Mitch.
Yeah, known RoboCop lover, Mitch Tolkoto. All right, we got a poll question from yesterday. Let me see if I can find where I put that. It's over here somewhere. I'll just do that. I'll go to youtube.com/@giantbomb, just like you can, to vote on these polls. And the question is, have you played Minecraft in the last month? Yes or no? I'm going to vote no because I have not. But 12% have. This is we asked this because there was a NPD Circana said that 22% of people who own a console or a PC have played Minecraft in the last month. In our audience, it's just 12%, but that's still a lot of people. That's like a significant proportion is still playing Minecraft every day.
That means at least 12% of our audience are 8 years old.
Yeah, well, hey, listen. It's too much power, Tim. It's too much power. Because you're good at like setting up your own jokes. The fact that now you can also then do the rim shot is a scary thing for me.
That's bad, yeah.
I'm mostly excited about it. All right, we got another poll question coming up here in a second. But before we do that, Tam, why don't you tell people what you got going on, where they can find you, and all that good stuff?
Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to click away.
It's I'm always like in the middle of like a Blight Club. I'm like looking for a funny one. There's a preview option on there, and like half the time I accidentally just play it instead, and it scares the hell out of them.
I'm at more hatred on everything. We have a new episode of Spot On coming out. It's about now what happens now that Activision is owned by Xbox. And it's not one of those ones where it's like, I think they should make a new Tony Hawk. It's not one of those ones. It's more about like the broader picture of what it means. We recorded Jeff's Bizarre Adventure quite late. This is my fault. As you might be able to tell, I'm slightly sick. I'm still quite sick. I've got a bad sore throat and I'm a little bunged up. And it was way worse on Monday. I didn't have my voice when we were originally going to record it. So we had to delay it. And I think that it's going to come out next week instead of this week. So apologies for that. That's my fault. Send me your hate mail. And then we've got what we doing tonight. Friday Night Forky was yesterday, obviously.
Friday Night Forky was yesterday, yes. So today we got UPF. There's gonna be basically some Spider-Man and some Mario. Is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I might try and pop in on that just to
hang out. Just come hang out. That'd be great. Yeah.
I'm trying to convince people to play Counter-Strike again.
Hey, it won't take much convincing because Backler really wants to do it. So I think if you guys can get that momentum going, I'm on board. I would like to play some more Counter-Strike. That would be a lot of fun. As long as you agree to play more Titanfall 2 with me, if we play some more Titanfall 2.
I'm down to play. I was sad that I couldn't play the last one. I missed it.
Well, we'll make that happen again as well. These TNTs have been a lot of fun. We did yesterday. We played Halo Infinite. That's still a really fun game, turns out. So yeah, a lot of good time. Yeah. Anything else, Tam?
That's everything.
Awesome. All right. The poll question. Let's see here. It's going to be: is ray tracing a big deal for you in the next Nintendo console? Yes or no? Just yes or no. I just want and if it's like, I would vote no. But you know, in your heart, what the answer here is for you. We'll discuss this on Monday's Game Mess morning here on Giant Bomb. Speaking of Giant Bomb, that UPF will be happening in about an hour from now if you're watching live. If you're watching later, be sure to check it out on YouTube or on giantbomb.com. And with that, I think it's time to get out of here. Tam, thank you so much for spending today talking with me about video games, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. For people who are here, stick around. I've got one of those stupid surveys that we can talk about again.
Fantastic.
If you aren't here, that's a good excuse for you to try and be here live next Friday when I'm here. I always have one of these dumb surveys for us to chat about.
Thank you so much, Tam. I'm looking forward to it. We'll get to that right after this. Thank you all for watching. You're the best audience of gaming. Till next time, take care of yourself and goodbye. All right. We've done it. Okay. Let's do this,
Tam. Survey?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, tell me all about it.
We've got a few options, okay? We have which US states are most obsessed with Starfield?
Okay.
We've got a brand new playlist designed for bodybuilders. So I can take you through the playlist of tracks that is designed for bodybuilders.
Just random music tracks?
It's just the 20 best songs to listen to if you want to build muscle.
Okay.
And then we have Legend of Zelda hotspots, like which areas love Legend of Zelda in the US the most.
Let's go with the Starfield one. I want to know which states are obsessed with Starfield.
Okay, you want to know what states are most obsessed with Starfield?
Yes,
okay.
I do. Can I guess?
Okay. There's too many states, and I would be amazed if you even get one of these correct.
Well, someone in chat said states that have NASA in it, which is kind of I get the impulse there. I think that's wild, but that would have like that much of an influence. But let's go for it. So let's say Florida, Texas, and Ohio. Cleveland has a NASA center here, so I'm gonna go with those three states. They're obsessed with Starfield.
Incorrect. None of those are on this. None of those are on this.
Shit.
Okay, let's give you the top 10. At number 10 is Arizona. I don't know what more to say. I don't know what more to say beyond that. But like, according to